Hey everyone, it's DK from Adventures in Dirt here with another Relics Radio coming to you live on a Thursday night. It's December 22nd. Boy, Christmas is in our sights, coming right down the pike here. Tonight I've got my co-host with me, Tony from 5280 Adventures. Hey, Tony, boy, you ready for Christmas or what?
I am freezing. I don't know about you. It's been a cold day.
Yeah, you know, we usually talk about our weather here in Colorado, and but boy, it is quite different than the last time we were talking to people here on Relics Radio.
It is. I don't know about you. I had negative 24 with a negative 31 wind chill when I got to work this morning.
Phew. I think the lowest we got was negative 17 with a negative 30 wind chill. Enough that, tell you what, we had an incident with my dog this mormorning. So I got this little dog.
That's not
right?
good, huh?
You've seen him, right? Little Gus, man.
Yeah, little Gus.
This little thing. Not a lot of hair on him. You know, he's not a tiny dog. He's not like a Chihuahua or anything like that. But yeah, just this little guy. And, you know, we let him go out to go bathroom this morning. And I was watching him. And he went to the left and went around the side of the house. That's usually where he does his business. And so I went to go get my shoes on because I know he's going to get stuck in the snow over there, you know. So I come around the corner and he's whimpering and crying and screaming and crying. I was like, oh my gosh. So I hurried because I heard him and I was getting my shoes and I just hurried my step to get my shoes. And when I came back around the corner, now my wife, who loves that little dog, was in her robe, you know, no clothes on, in her robe, just got up from bed, you know, sleeping, drinking a cup of coffee, no shoes on, no socks. And she goes running out in the snow in our backyard to rescue that dog. And I was like, what are you doing? She's like, I didn't feel anything. I got so panicked.
That's such a freak sound when you hear them, that whimpering screech, you know, there's something wrong. I mean, you told me that earlier. Now, the first thing I was thinking of is, you know, did a coyote run in the backyard and grab little Gus, or, you know, what in the heck happened? You never know as the owner. You're just run out there, not even thinking.
Yeah. So the next thing
I'm
I
glad
got to comment on real quick. Yeah, he's
okay. All right.
He's okay. Yep. And since then I've been watching, you know, that's really cold for little dogs, man. I'm telling you, that's really cold. And I just thought he'd go out and do his business, come right back. But little dummy walked around the corner and jumped into deep snow and then found he couldn't walk very good. So I've been taking him out and watching
I thought he tried to pee and it froze right to his dipstick there. Yeah, that's all we needed.
Touching his tongue to the pipe. Yeah. Oh man. So people that can't see us, you know, Tony and I are on a camera connection. As a matter of fact, Tony on his YouTube channel, 5280 Adventures, he has been posting videos of some of our shows here with, you know, showing our guests and sometimes just showing Tony and myself. And it's pretty cool. You should go check it out. Links down below to Tony's channel. But right now I'm looking at Tony and he has got, I wonder how long he's going to stay in it. That's all I got. He's got some kind of, what is it?
It's my Rudolph hat. Can you tell I'm a reindeer now?
I see the red nose.
Yeah.
I just didn't know what it was.
It's kind of weird. He's got like antlers and got my scarf on.
I wanted to remind you that this is radio.
Oh,
Tony. The hat doesn't come across. Oh, on the radio.
Well, no. Since I'm inside, it's nice and warm. It just looks like I'm out in the parking lot.
That's funny, man. You know, as we chat every week here with our audience, and hey, welcome to those of you coming in the chat, by the way, and Merry Christmas to you. We're in the home stretch, man. Are you all ready for Christmas? And are you exhausted yet or what?
It's home stretch. It's like in 3 days here. I mean, there's no joke. If you're not done, then you're not going to make it. I'm actually, you were referencing the video and stuff like that. I had to actually put the background because I'm in the downstairs in my office, and everything behind me is just presents and boxes, and I had to make sure that that wasn't the background tonight. But yeah, we're getting ready. We're actually starting off tomorrow with the family get together. So for the next couple days, it's just family and everywhere, every house, and yeah. So
Yeah, excellent, man. Yeah. That's gonna be a lot of fun. Ours starts Saturday, I think,
Okay.
and yeah, we got a day tomorrow to kind of hang out. Kind of a 5 day weekend. It's pretty cool.
Good.
But yeah, this morning started off not only with the dog, but then we lost power. At 5:30 this morning, we lost power. So we lost power before the dog incident happened, and we were scrambling for candles and trying to get the fireplace lit and all that stuff, and realized they didn't have any D-sized batteries. Like we were scrambling, but good thing that they got it back on after 2 hours, and the
Okay.
temp didn't come down too bad. But yeah, we were probably gonna come knock on your door.
Yep. I left it unlocked when I went to work, so you just come on in.
Yeah. Yeah, we were ready to, but everything came back. Lost the
Good.
internet most of the day, and that came back up. So yeah, we're good to go here. Who do you seeing in the chat? People are
Holy
piling in.
cow!
I just
Yeah,
want
this
to
is
say hello to
great.
everybody.
This is great. We got Ohio Relic Hunter coming in first. Mr. Bill Hayes, Steve Adams coming in saying evening.
Hello, Bills. Hello,
Let's
Steve.
see. Dave Cruikshank. Dave from Eastern PA was just listening to an older Relics Radio podcast. So thanks,
So we
Dave.
love when that happens. Yeah,
Well,
we appreciate
there's
that.
quite a few seasons to listen to and catch up on. Holy
There is.
cow. So what about,
Yep.
let's see, Metal Diggers. Hello, everyone.
What's up, man?
Who else do you see?
SLP's in there. Stephen
SLP.
Patterson, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Yep. James Yoder from Ohio.
Hey.
Ohio. There you go. Tony's doing the he's doing
OH. There we
doing the
go.
thing. Digging the PNW from the Northwest. How you doing? Merrill is on. He's one of my favorite channels. Glad Merrill is on. He's one of my favorite channels.
He's
I'm
coming
sure
up,
he'll
huh?
enjoy hearing it. He is. Yeah, real shortly we're going to get him on. So we got a lot to talk about. But welcome everyone. Charles Harley. Charlie Harley. How you
Hey,
doing
what's
there,
up,
buddy?
Charlie?
Good. Michael Boyles.
Yeah, look at that. He's driving from Florida to New York to surprise my parents for Christmas.
Yep. No one told.
Stopped in
Michael
DC to
Boyles'
rest and
parents.
finish the trip tomorrow. Cool. Well,
Oh,
Michael,
excellent.
have a safe trip up there and back down to Florida.
Right.
Thanks
Yeah.
for
Hey, let us
joining
know
us.
what your plans are for Christmas in the chat. We'd just love to see it. Tony and I always go back and read through the comments, and we're also paying attention to them. If you got any questions for Merrill or about any of the equipment we're going to talk about tonight, or any of his videos, or kind of what he's about, throw them in here. We're going to open the phone lines in about 30 minutes to give you plenty of opportunity to call into the show and talk to Merrill yourself. But man, I'm telling you what, he's one of my favorite guests. I enjoy having Merrill on so much. I wish we lived closer. I know him and I would be chatting all the time for sure. We should stay in better touch. But you want to bring him on?
Yeah.
Can't wait to talk to him tonight.
If you guys haven't heard of Metal Detecting NYC on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, every social media you can imagine, you guys are living under a rock. This is Merrill we follow him on YouTube, but gosh, if you aren't on TikTok and Facebook, then you guys are just missing out. But Merrill, thank you so much for coming on tonight.
I'm thrilled to be here. I'm just like, it's a good thing it's on radio because like I'm blushing right now. I mean, what an intro, guys. Thank you. Jeez.
Yeah, absolutely. We're glad you could give us some of your time tonight. I know you're a busy guy, and you got just like the rest of us, you have family, and we all try to, squeeze this social media stuff, the whole YouTube and Facebook and TikTok and all that stuff into our busy schedule. And some do it real well, and some not so much. I know I fail all the time at it, and you seem to do real well. You must have a real good balance going.
Well, highly debatable there. I mean, I look at it this way. I have a teaching job. I have a family. Family comes first. I should have mentioned that first. And I dig holes. And that's pretty much it. And
Yeah.
I make videos. And that's it's a pretty full and happy life, but that's pretty much it.
Yeah. Are you still active on your artwork on your art channel?
When I get inspired, like for instance, a few years ago on the metal detecting channel, we just needed to create metal detecting rap. So it's within the scope of creating a painting, but this time it was music, and I just went with it. And art is the inspiration that it drives you, and it changes all the time for me. And one thing that's not going to change, I'm positive about this, is my love of digging holes, finding history, finding all sorts of surprises in the ground, in the sand. And I don't know what 2023 is going to bring, although I know I'm going to be detecting the creative side of things, who knows?
Yeah, yeah, you never know, right? But you're killing it on YouTube, man. I've
Yeah.
been watching your subscriber count grow and grow. You're currently at 23.3 thousand subscribers on YouTube. Can you even
That's
imagine when you started
it's
like 4 years
incredible.
ago that you would
I'm
be at this
humbled.
point? Isn't it
I'm
amazing?
humbled. It's a very small niche. We
Yeah.
all know each other, and it's really, but it's a bunch of really great people. And one of the things I really want to start doing is like going to like the dig stocks or the events that everybody shows up. I keep saying that every year. I think 2023 is going to be the year that I do that. I just have met so many people, at least,
Yeah.
through comments, and I want to see the faces. That's my point. I want to see the faces. It's a nice little community here, and I enjoy creating content. It's like you try to cook a good meal, and you like for people to enjoy it. That's where the inspiration comes from. I'm curious about a lot of things metal detecting. I'm committed to learning, and I share what I know. I sure as heck don't know everything. I'm still learning, but that's about it. I'm passionate about making metal detecting videos because I love metal detecting, and I'm curious about a lot. And that's what sets the pace and sets the topics for my videos.
Yep. Tell you what, you just mentioned rap music and some rap songs that you had put together because you just felt they belonged in the metal detecting community. And I got to
Of
tell you
course.
something. Not only were they unique, shocking, like no one's really done that before, but enjoyable, funny, just caught my attention, made me want to watch. And to this day, Meryl, to this day, I will catch myself humming one of your rap songs as I'm driving to work, as I'm folding laundry, as I just taking a shower.
Which one?
This
Oh,
one.
It takes a special person, Ken. It
Oh
takes
my
a
goodness.
special person.
Can you hear that?
no.
You can't
No.
hear it?
No.
Not coming through? Hold
It's
on.
not coming through.
Okay, then let's do. Sorry, I had that, although that pumped up and it's not coming through the
I know.
Skype. Let's do.
Your head was bobbing. I thought
Tell you what.
Meryl,
Yeah, Tony,
yeah,
stretch, and I'll pull it up.
while we're doing it, I will tell you, I'm in full agreement with you. All these people that we meet through comments on YouTube, interaction on Facebook, you become friends with people on Facebook that you've never, met in person. You share all of those same passions about the hobby. You look and see, you check out their family. It just seems like you know each other. You send each other messages, but it's crazy when you go to these events and all of a sudden you walk up and you see them and you've never met them in person, but you know everything about. It's like your old college roommate buddies, and all of a sudden you're just into it. I mean, this happened to Ken and I. I mean, I have never met Teresa the Treasure Hunter or Joe Seti, Hollywood Joe. Never met either one of them, right? We go out to Oklahoma and, we've coordinated, hey, we're going to meet up. We're going to do some hunting together. We're going to do these. All of a sudden we get together and we were inseparable for those 3 days. I mean, we hung out, we drank beers together. We went out detecting. They went out fishing. I mean, it was just all of these things that you just wouldn't expect. For somebody you legitimately have never even met in person, but all of a sudden, those events are fantastic because you get on some really good permissions. DIV, those kind of different things. You're digging on some places that you never could imagine you ever get to dig on. But it's that social side too that just brings out everything. That you kind of get to tie everything together, and then after that, it's okay. You exchange phone numbers right there, and all of a sudden, it's just another person that you're just texting nonstop. Hey, I found this. What do you think of this? Here's an article. The community is incredible. Absolutely incredible about that.
Yeah, I've made a lot of friends. I keep meeting new people, and it's enriched my life. That's the word.
There you go.
Yeah, no, it's a wonderful thing.
One of the things that Ken and I always joke about is You know, if we were just to throw a dart at the map of the United States, it lands on whatever state that it lands on. And it's like, okay, who do we know from there? Who can I get in contact? I'm going to be, and all of a sudden you've got 5 people and we're like, hey, yeah, I've got some permissions. We'll take you over. When are you going to be here? Let's go out to dinner. It's just absolutely amazing. The generosity of really all of these friends. And we legitimately have all of these friends out there now.
During the introduction, you were mentioning people who are watching in the audience now, and you mentioned Charlie Harley, who, oh my goodness, that is one of the kindest people, in the short time that we were within proximity. Like he invited me to his farm and set up a permission, and he was not letting us go home empty-handed. And talk about generosity. So I know you're listening, buddy. I want to say thank you and happy that you're here.
You're not the first and only person to have said that, by the way.
I know.
He is an amazing.
I've constantly said I feel terrible because I've had an open invitation from him for years now, it seems like, right, Charlie? And man, I just haven't made it. I just can't seem to get away. I'm so tied to this area, and to get away on a trip is really an undertaking. Like I think in 19 I went away to Dugstock, and it was already pound the ground at that time. And boy, I did that. I went to England one time, and I went to DIV one time, and that's about it. Like that's been the most I've been able to get away. So, but one of my have to do trips is to go out and meet Charlie and his wife and dig with him sometime. Even if not, even just hang out with him. I'd love to spend an evening with him, have a dinner, cook him dinner. That'd be great, or something. But looking forward to that if I can ever make that happen, for sure. So, hey, we were talking about your rap song. I think I have it pulled up. Yeah, I'm going to play it again. It's going to stick in my head again forever. I was singing it this morning. One, I just like the song, and then when you did this cover, I was like, that. I show this to everyone. I show this to everybody. I can think of all my kids know it. Yeah.
Sweeping the beach, got a high tone.
Now I'm blushing.
I'm singing this all the time, man.
A hole shaking my scoop. I hear a tilt. It's George on a quarter. Get up, walk towards the people. Cool. Seems that I ruined your selfie too. There was a dime that's under you,
the first chorus.
Pull tab 2. Get on the beach, guy. Metal detect your feet, guy. Pull coins like a leech, guy. Nothing's out of reach, guy. I'm on my 3rd strike. Might get in a cat fight. It's noisy like a bagpipe. Over a nickel just right. I'm the clad guy. Duh.
Love it. If you guys could see the video, I'm telling you. Matter of fact, I'll pull the link here and put it in the chat.
Yeah, I was trying to find it.
Link. Oh man, link to his channel is right down below. This is only one of some great songs he's got, and the video goes along with it. It's awesome.
My gold parking is free on a road.
Oh my gosh!
Like you f***ing troll.
Meryl, I love it, man.
Oh,
absolutely cracks
my
me up.
gosh.
All the time I'm driving down the road, I'm like, I'm a clad guy. Duh.
Duh.
Like that's just. Matter of fact, so I'm this old guy, right? And at least my kids think I am. I feel like I'm 20 still. All right. Your video introduced me to Billie Eilish.
Really?
I'd never heard of her before your cover of her song. And her song, the original song, is called Bad Guy. And this is a cover called Clad Guy from Meryl. And your version, I called up my kids, where I go, you know who Billie Eilish is? They're like, gee, Dad, live under a rock?
It's interesting how that works. You see, I entertain teenagers for a living. I'm a teacher. And, as soon as a song goes hot, I know exactly what it is.
Yeah.
And all of the rap, that's a tool for the classroom, to engage people. And I'm like, let's bring that to metal detecting and YouTube. And we did it to I mean, I give you credit. You're one of maybe 4,000 people to have seen that video, and um, that's that's not a lot. It takes a special person, is what I'm trying to say. So, thank you so
Excellent.
much.
Well, I'm proud to be special because I dig it, man. I thought it was so good. The video's real good. The lyrics really well put together, very clever. And like anything where somebody identifies and kind of identify can put their finger truly on what we do and make a little bit of fun of it. I love it. That's why Tony and I both love the DETECTORS.
Yes.
Right? The
Yes.
UK
that's
series,
such a
The
great
Detectors. Such a great show. Same thing. Clever. They nail it 100%. They poke a little fun at it, but the undercarriage of it is still, they're out there doing it. It's a serious thing. And your videos are just like that too. Like, not all your videos, but the rap song videos you've done are great. But yeah, just love it.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. So you have been busy. You've been so you're out in New York. Metal Detecting NYC is the name of your YouTube channel.
Yes.
And it's also the name of your Instagram and Facebook and TikTok. You guys can find it everywhere. Tony, I think, is going to post some links there. You can also, if you're listening later, you're not on with us live tonight, which I know a lot of you are. I want to say Merry Christmas to you. Links are right down below to all of Meryl's stuff. You can go check it out for sure. If you like what he does, go ahead and hit that subscribe button on his YouTube channel. I'm sure he would appreciate that. You won't be sorry, man. He puts out some great stuff.
Yeah.
But he's been on tear. You've been on a tear lately, reviewing these machines that are coming out. Like, everyone knows that lately you've had a big explosion of machines hit the market in our community, right? You've had even back since the Simplex, right? The Naka Macro Simplex came out, and then there was there was the Equinox for that, and then Deus 2, Manticore, the new 700, 900 from Equinox, following up on the 600, 800. All kinds of stuff. You even have some E-Track videos on your YouTube channel. Yep. What other machines do you feature on your channel? Have you done any others?
What does he not?
I've used the CTX. I've used the Equinox. I've used AT Pro was the first. I uploaded something like 6 videos in 2015, and they were all horrible. And with the not because of the AT Pro, but the quality of the videos were horrible. But I started with that on YouTube. Of course, we all start with the bounty hunter. Bounty hunters are the gateway drug to metal detecting.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Apex I've used. I have a total of 21 detectors. So, I look at it this way. You don't make much from YouTube, but it helps you. It helps quench your thirst. Everybody collects something. Everybody. And for me, my interests, of course, are metal detecting, digging up history. And when I only had like one detector, I was curious about everything that was on the market. And I started a website called iratemetaldetectors.com. And I've put a lot more work into my YouTube, of course. But, one of my goals for 2023 is to, heighten the quality on iratemetaldetectors.com and really to be able to speak on the differences of the different detectors, because the audience gives me a luxury of knowing. And of course, it's an opinion. I try to make it as, not opinionated, but based in science as much as humanly possible. Of course, to have that, I would need to have a little bit more of a engineering understanding, and such. But I do my best with it. I try to supplement by bringing in other experts. I met somebody who actually can make metal detectors, who's been a really great help to the channel. Georgi Chausev of Nexus. I speak to him frequently, and just whatever I can't bring to the table, I try to be humble about it, and I try to ask others. And really, I have the worldview of using 21 different detectors now, and it just
Let that
it's tough
sink
to
in for a
say.
minute. 21.
Right. And I'll say this: it's tough to say if for anybody that any person can master 21. It might not be like that, but to understand, you can definitely feel capacity to a detector, and I think that it makes my channel unique. I think it makes my worldview unique, and I plan to add more to that. And the YouTube channel enables me to do that, and I thank my audience, for their support with that, because it quenches the questions in my head, and it's enabled me to do that. And it's a fun way to give back, as well as answer the questions for myself.
Yeah, I tell you, I've watched your channel for a very, very long time, and what I've learned is you will tell you're very honest. You're gonna tell it how it is. I mean, your experience of knowing those 21 detectors, everything has its positive, everything has its negatives. You're not going to hold back, and I absolutely find that very. I don't know what the word is that I'm thinking. I think it's very unique. And I think everybody else that watches it too also has that as a positive. The information on your channel, I know that I've linked your YouTube channel up there a couple times. The information going back, I mean, how much information you have about detectors is just insane. The versus videos that you have, comparing different machines to each other, it's just absolutely insane. It's great quality information. And if anybody has to, any questions about any machines, type it up in YouTube. Your videos are probably going to come up in the search, which is fantastic. And they're great, and they're great videos too. So
Thank you so much.
Yeah. The only problem I have is that there's too much. There's just too much out there, Meryl. Like my wife asked me, she goes, "If you had to buy a new metal detector, which one would you buy?" Because you were talking about all these new detectors coming out, and I just haven't been able to give her an answer. I don't know. I was watching a bunch of Meryl's videos. Like I thought I was leaning one way, and then this other one, I was like, I just don't know. I
think the honest answer, you're going to see me using what I think is going to be the best for that situation. And I could see situationally one detector working better than another in a given setting. And it's really taken me the entire year at the beach and in parks. I mean, I've gone days for most of the year. And I can see it's led me back to the equinox, which is probably going to, I just got the Manticore, which is probably going to be the way that I go. But I would say, honestly, you're going to see me, if I get a great permission, you're going to see me use Equinox or Manticore on the dirt. You're going to see me use the Deus 2 on the beach. And that's my worldview now. I have a lot more education. We call it schema, prior knowledge with MindLab, because I had a Safari that I used before this primarily. So you just get the MindLab feel.
Yeah.
And I was trying to get the Deus feel this year. But there's something to, and it could be specific to New York also. If you didn't know, we are the bottle cap capital of the world. Like if you start planting vegetables in New York City, they're going to come out slightly looking like bottle caps. They're going to have like a Corona autograph. You grow a tomato, it's going to say
Heineken
Corona.
labels on.
Exactly. So we need separation in New York. And I tell you this, the one surprise for me, and the CTX, and people get mad at me for saying that, and I get it. It's got such a cult following. It's such a great inference detector, in that before you dig, it really helps you make that decision with all the information that's on the screen. But I couldn't get past the separation or the lack thereof compared to the Equinox. And, there's a legendary detector that I think for the setting, it just does not apply to New York. So,
and that's what I like about your videos and the opportunity you have there, Meryl, is you have both beach area that you can go search and show how a particular machine works on the beach, in the sand, in the salt water. And then also, you can go to a park, you can go to a private permission, you can go, use it on land also. And that's what makes your videos pretty unique, is you can try the machines out
Yeah.
on both of it. I mean, I think ultimately, right, the best machine is the machine you know the best of what it's telling you and what you feel most comfortable with and stuff. But you have your parameters. You have that separation parameter. You also have, it's got to be good on beach. And just like anybody I talk to that's got close to 21 metal detectors, they'll say the same thing. They'll say that they'll have different machines for different situations.
Yep.
They've got one that's kind of a good all-around machine for them, that if they just wanted to take one with them, they would take, depending on where they're going. And but I've heard that before. Beach machine is this, land machine is this, heavy iron, a lot of separation, a lot of determination of iron is going to be this machine. So it makes your videos unique for sure.
Thank you.
Before we get too far, digging over in the live chat over on Spreaker.com, Digging the PNW asked you, are you going to get the Nexus, Merrill?
Absolutely. That is in the game plan for 2023. I want to get honey badgers more scoops made. And I also, I did a post about this. My place in Florida got hit with the hurricane. We're putting the roof there. I was very much about to pull the trigger on a Nexus before that happened. But first, I got to get more honey badgers out. And then, Nexus is kind of... then the Equinox surprise just came out, so I gotta see how the channel does, and But yes, the answer is yes. I want a Nexus, and
Good.
I believe, Georgi has been so generous with information too, and I have so much respect for the guy. So I'm very, it's very much on the agenda.
And I don't know much about that Nexus, but. What would you use it for? You talk about situational detecting. What do you see it best for?
It is your absolute crater maker, and it's very much a old school analog detector that has been souped up quite a bit. And if there's anything that I learned from Georgi, it's that a metal detector goes as far as the coil, and I've heard him say that the coil can enhance, and it's really made me think. It's like, darn, you have 21 detectors, buddy. Now you got a limited selection of coils because you can't put, you can't invest in everything. It's impossible. But I see how much work he puts into the coils, and I remember like what got me interested in Nexus was I saw a video a few years ago, and in the Archeolog X-Finds age, your BS detector goes off pretty quickly. It did not with that video, and I see tons of potential, and I've seen a lot of people vouch for the quality of the product. And it's a very different style than what's popular right now. We're in the simultaneous multi-frequency age, and this is a single frequency detector that really Goldilocks zone, if you will. But if you look at what it's done, it's your deep machine. It's not going to be one that if you put it in bottle caps, I think that the SMF machines, that will, that'll work a little bit better there. But we're talking about for permissions, old sites where stuff is really deep. There's videos of like Roman coins at like about 19, 20 inches. And I believed it. I saw it. And
wow.
I'm so curious about that.
It runs off the pulse induction platform, right? It's a PI machine, isn't it?
No.
It is a VLF?
Yep, induction balance. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I was looking at the website right now. The MPV3 looks like in V2 or some items they've got. Is it a different one than that? Yeah, MPV3.
I think it is that one. Yes.
Yeah, pretty cool. Real old school looking. You're right. But it'll be interesting to see what you think of that. We'll be watching your videos for sure on that.
Yeah. That's definitely on the agenda. That's happening next year.
Yeah. Just looking at the chat here, people. Oh, are you going to do? Are you going to test the first swing? You know, the new
Yeah,
the new Nocta machine that just
knocked
came
up
out,
first swing.
first swing. Yeah.
How did I miss that?
How
I'm
did everybody
usually
miss that?
what?
Yeah. Where'd that come from?
Okay, that my honest reaction. What? What just happened? Okay, no, I'm gonna look into that.
I
Yes,
just
I suppose.
I saw it on Facebook, like within an hour that they had put it out there, and I went onto the website and looked. I hadn't heard a thing about it, didn't know anything about it. It's a very introductory, basic, kind of souped up mini horde is what it is. But yeah, just out of nowhere, absolutely out of nowhere.
I think about where I have to draw the line because you can't. There's literally thousands of detectors out there, and there's companies that we've never even heard of that are making detectors and entering the market. Where it really enters the conversation for me is when I start seeing them in the parks. There's a place called Prospect Park that is just it's like a miracle in that every week that like there's some times of year that I go there every week and you'll see maybe about 20 detectorists over the course of the day. And you see the same 20 detectorists pulling stuff. It never, you still never have a bad day. Well,
Huh.
that's not true. That's not true. Um, you could, but it's still there and it's still, you find a way to get it. It's just been deposited by hundreds and hundreds of years, generations of New Yorkers. And, it's still there. I see the detectors in the park and that kind of puts it on my radar. And of course, YouTube as well, and social media. I try to stay away from the intro level detectors just because I don't know. It really can't add to the.
Yeah.
Maybe this is me being selfish. It's not. The curiosity is not there with that right now. Um, Although I know that there is a market for that, I just don't have the budget for everything.
Right. Right. Yeah, I think your effort and your time, right? The time away
Yeah.
from your family to make these videos and stuff. Like we all do
Yeah.
it, and we know what it takes. And hats off to you for that, by the way. But
Thank
yeah,
you.
yeah, where the interest is right now for sure is in the Deus 2, the Manticore, the Equinoxes, the Legends, the Simplex, all that kind of stuff. Did you think? Did you Do you think the Manticore is an improved CTX 3030?
Ooh.
The Manticore. Now you see, I
You
always
swung them
try.
both. You've swung them both.
I've swung them both. It has the feel of an Equinox. It feels exactly like an Equinox. And what I'm testing and what I really can't answer because I don't know. Like I've had 3 good days with the Manticore, um, that I've used it, and I try to just like not talk about things till I get to like at least 50 hours of use. And right now it feels exactly like the Manticore. Like I'm kind of somebody said this to me the other day. It's like you're the metal detector wine taster. And you know how they have to like, put like this diluted bottle of scope, just to like clean their palate so that they can taste new. I just have so much Equinox on my palate that it feels like the Equinox. And what we're going to have to do is one of my friends is going to have to use the Equinox and I'm going to have to use the Manticore or vice versa. I don't care. And we're going to have to try to match signals. That's how we got to the bottom of it with the Legend. And the Legend, by the way, and this was before any of the updates, it was getting 99% of the signals that the Equinox got at a much better price point. And, that was a worldview shaper for me. That really showed like, wow, this is legit. This is a excellent detector. It's got a bit of an iron allergy. If it's around iron, that's the exception, and that's where it got stumped. But
Hmm.
that's an outstanding detector. We have to do the same thing, Manticore versus Equinox.
Yeah.
Yeah. You asked me about CTX. It was on Lend for a while from Kellyco. and I had it for 2 years, and basically, honestly, I must have used it. I got over the 50 hours. I was somewhere between 50 and 100 hours, and I was like, for my setting in New York, which is bottle caps and other forms of iron, and very hunted ground. It was too slow. It was too slow. Could that be different in a different setting? Yeah, absolutely. But for me, I could not get past the lack of separation.
Yeah. And I bet you get that a lot. Like, well, number one, let me back up a minute, because the one thing I want to mention about your YouTube channel, for those of you who haven't seen it, check it out, Metal Detecting NYC. But you do a lot of versus videos. You've been doing a lot of versus videos, and those are some of my favorite because you get to see it. Now, getting to your most recent comment, I'm sure, and I haven't gone and read all your comments. I'll watch the video. It's about how much time I got. As you know, I don't leave many comments, and I don't read them very much. But I would guess that you get a lot of comments where maybe you knock a machine a little bit, or you say, it was really bad in iron here. People are going to be like, well, you didn't have it set up right. You should have this setting. You should have this running. You should have this setting. And, those are people that run that machine all the time, have really dialed it in. They know it like the back of their hand. And, you're saying like the CTX 3030, you had 50 hours on it, which is a real respectable amount of time, enough for you to make comments on it.
Compared to years. I get it. I get it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sure.
And that's fair. It really is fair. There's nobody like on earth that could give you the, I've used 21. All right, I got 21 machines. So if I use each one of those machines for 3 years, 21 times 3, we're talking 60.
You don't look that old.
63 years.
There you go. Right.
Years of experience. Look at you.
Yeah. So it's always going to have its incompleteness, but I mean, the best thing that I could say, and people will see me use a given machine, and you should assume I consider that to be the best for that setting, unless if I'm testing. If I'm testing, that's totally different, and I'll let people know in the video. But that's my honest opinion. I always want to give myself the best chance to succeed. And you're going to see me use what I think gives me the best chance to succeed. Right now, I think it is Manticore. I think it's at least Equinox, Manticore on dirt, and Deus 2 on the beach. Although I have barely scratched the surface of the Manticore on the beach. But, Minelab, they're exceptional. I mean, I've been a little bit harsh. Not harsh, but it was interesting. I don't know if you saw the video about them being a publicly traded company. And, the timing of putting the Equinoxes out, I was questioning. I'm like, because the rest of the company, Codan, is not, Minelab is carrying it. Minelab is doing spectacular. And it's carrying another big conglomerate. It's the cash cow for a conglomerate. And I'm like, is that why the Equinox, 700 and 900 came out? But, Tony, I think you were saying we learn a lot from the comments. You were mentioning that before.
Absolutely.
Somebody made a very plausible comment in response to that, or a few people actually, that was like, okay, with the leakage issues of the Equinox, do you think they want to put that behind them? Like that's the more plausible reason that they maybe perhaps phase out, and we don't know this for sure, 600 and 800, and bring in the 700 and 900, which is leak proof and is not going to have as many repair hours, which it must be costing Minelab.
That's a very feasible situation there. Very feasible.
I didn't know about it. That shocked me when that 709 came out. Like Tony, you were doing some guessing videos, like when they were said, good things come in twos. I was thinking, 3030. Those are two 30s right there. Like, are they going to actually release a new 3030 along with the Manticore, or? And you had some other ideas, right, Tony, about that when that came out?
Yeah. First thing I thought of was the 3030. You come in with the Manticore, then you go up, and you kind of have those two paired up there. Comes in pairs plus the 30-30. That's the direction I was going. I know that we had talked with Joe Setti out in Oklahoma. He put, a little bird in my ear about the 700 and 900, and I just didn't see it coming at that point with the big explosion release of the Manicore. They really just kind of snuck under that 700, 900, and was it delayed? Was that supposed to be earlier in the year, and then all of a sudden it got delayed, and then the Manicore, the big launch for Christmas, and they're like, well, we might as well throw out the 700, 900, get the trio out there for Christmas. I don't know. There's a lot of things. I mean,
we thought it might be a pinpointer that's tied to the Manicore.
Sure, comes in pairs. Something that's connected to the Manicore, with that being the big release. And
you kind of did an opinion video on it, didn't you, Merrill? About the 700, 900, or have you put your hands on those yet?
I have not put my hands on those yet, and yes, that's in the works. That's one that I'm going to have to get. I have a feeling that it's still going to feel like an Equinox. I think that the leakage issues will be fixed. I'm kind of mixed. I have mixed emotions about the scale to 40 compared to the scale to 99. Yeah, there's some utility in that. But, oh, my God, if there's anybody who, I'll be the first to admit when I don't know something. But there's something that I think I've studied beyond the average human being or the average metal detectorist, and that's target ID. I've put out a bunch of books on target ID, and I've, accompanying videos, target ID Bibles. And if there's anything that all of that testing has taught me is if it's conductive, and it sounds good, you dig it. And it sounds good is the important part to that. Like you could tell when you got a piece of aluminum foil for the most part, or something that has an irregular shape. You can hear that pretty much in any machine. And there are some things that I just like, I'm going to skip this. I'm at the side of a piece of iron, or, this is just something that just does not sound right. But then you get these like solid sounds. Like I could kind of make out like the difference between a zinc penny and something that's bigger. That could be a ring. You get some really good beach rings at the exact same numbers as zinc pennies. Now, putting it on a scale of 99, it extends that, and you get the numbers in between. But I think people still have the worldview that a penny is going to ring up at this number and a dime is going to ring up at this number. And here I am rambling. Then again, I think, our audience right now are the people that are interested in this. I've tested pennies especially. And, there's such variance with that. And I've tested old silver. Old silver rings up just like pennies. You get mercury dimes, which I find a heck of a lot of. That's the silver that finds me. and Roosevelt dimes, and they ring up a little bit higher than your average dime. And that's one way that you can infer. But if you're talking about a barber dime, if you're talking about a seated dime, those ring up just like pennies. And if you think that you're going to skip something that's deep, that is no. So, the target ID, no, if it's conductive and it sounds good, you dig it. And I'm seeing some comments, and I kind of want to write a book back. I don't have time to. Yeah. If it's conductive and it sounds good, you dig it.
Agreed.
You dig it. Right.
Absolutely.
Hey, guys, tell you what, let's run a quick commercial. When we come back, we are going to talk to Merrill. If you're just joining us, we're talking with Merrill Kazanjian. I'm telling you, he is with Metal Detecting NYC on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, anywhere you can find him on social media. But we're going to chat with him a little more about, I want to hear more about this badger, the honey badger. I heard that came out, but I don't know too. But like, where can you get those things at? I think he makes these scoops, Tony. You should check it out. Look on his website. But yeah, we're going to talk to him about that. We're going to talk to him about what he thinks about detectors in the future. Like, where does he think he's going to end up with, his main three? All those kind of questions. And we're also going to open the phone lines as soon as we get done with this commercial. So get ready. The phone lines will be open when we get back. It's 270-495-0009. 0315. And don't worry about that. We'll post it in the chat and then shout it out again one more time before we go live. But let's take a quick commercial from American Digger Magazine. Be right back.
If you want to keep up with what's going on in the metal detecting world, then you need to be a subscriber to American Digger Magazine. Butch and Anita Holcomb are the publishers of the magazine and have won awards for 3 straight years for being the best digger magazine on the market. American Digger Magazine is available in both print and digital formats, so no matter where you live in the world, you can enjoy the latest happenings in the hobby. You can get in touch with American Digger Magazine by going to americandigger.com or give them a call at 770-362-8671. And be sure and tell them that you heard it on Relics Radio.
That's right, guys. American Digger Magazine, Butch and Anita Holcomb over there. They're absolutely fantastic. Even that old soul, Mr. Loy's got an article that he writes, H2O, about his scuba diving out there. You guys got to go head over there and check that out. It's the best magazine out there. Incredible articles, great pictures, and the find of the month is also something I really always look forward to every single magazine I get. So
yeah,
Merrill, have you checked out American Digger Magazine?
I've read a bit, yes.
Okay,
yeah, it's a good magazine.
Good answer.
Yeah. I think Loy's next article is going to be all about how he's growing gills. That guy's under the water more than he's out of it, I think. Right? He's got some gills going on.
He's always in the water.
Settings.
He does. Hey guys, we're opening the phone lines. Just letting you know, if you got any questions for Merrill, myself, or Tony, you want to become part of the show, go ahead and give us a call. I'll post it in the chat right here. Numbers 270-495-0315. Give us a call. I'll pull you into the show. If I do pull you into the show and answer your call, wait for us to finish talking. I know sometimes, we don't have a receptionist or we don't have anybody in the green room that takes your call, but just hang in there with us. We'll get to you. I'll see you in there and we'll get right to you. But so tell us about this honey badger. Like you mentioned it. I think I've seen it before. Like how did that come about? What is it and how it came about and where can people find one?
I was gifted a scoop by a generous person named Michael who watches my channel. And I had used an aluminum scoop before. And I had a bunch of scoops, actually. But they were all just entry-level, regular scoops. And I couldn't believe the difference that I felt when I got... like a real professional scoop. And then I looked up the price, and the price was pretty high. And I wanted to bring, and we're still very much working on this, I want it to be American made. I want it to be an accessible price. And I want it to, be a fantastic scoop. Same quality as the ones that are top of the line. And I tell you, I think we have most of this figured out, but we sold everything out. We didn't make a penny on the first batch of scoops. Let me tell you that.
Wow.
So, I think that the people who bought the first 25, they got a great deal. Absolutely. And, it's something that I've always wanted to try. I've always wanted to bring a product to market. I'm a teacher. I've gone back to teaching after being an administrator, and the subject that I'm teaching is business. And I've always wanted to do this, and that kind of pushed me a little bit further. Being that I love metal detecting, I wanted to bring, product to market that, fantastic value. We're at the drawing board again. I have some ideas on how we could make this even better to me in terms of a beach scoop. as light as possible, doesn't fatigue you on the beach. Um, it's not like landing a rocket ship like Elon Musk, but I hate it when the scoops have a give to them. And, our scoop has absolutely no give whatsoever, where the shaft meets the scoop. And, really just a comfortable handle, easy to pull. Because think about it. If you are comfortable on the beach, you're going to spend more time on the beach.
Sure.
And yeah, you're going to have more energy. And really, it's a wide mouth scoop that we have. It's what I would consider to be the perfect scoop. Now, now here's where the interesting part starts. We've had people ask for, can we get a smaller version of this? Can we get titanium? Now, titanium prices are
Sure.
very high, yeah, right now. But, looking into this, and, I'm taking the slow and steady approach with this. We're talking about for the next batch, it's going to be another 25. I'd love to get up into the hundreds someday, but let's figure out. I think we have the scoop part figured out. I really feel, strongly about the quality of it, but it's a balance of price point because I want to bring that great price point, but getting into this has made me understand like why some of the other scoops that are made in America, have prices that are, high. Because honestly, I didn't make anything off of it, but that's okay.
You
Sometimes you
did
pay
it.
for it. I
Yeah.
You did
did it,
it.
and it's like paying for education. It's been a worldview increaser. So, and we're not done.
Yeah, I think a lot of people talk about, having great ideas for something, and somebody actually take that and think, you know what, I'm going to put it into practice, and I'm going to jump in, I'm going to do it, and you're going to learn a lot from it, and that's awesome. But neither Tony or I are near a beach. We're landlocked over here in Colorado. So tell us what makes a good beach scoop. Like, what
I
about a
want
beach scoop, differentiates it from one from another?
So there's some beaches that are fully sand, and those are the beaches that the extra utility comes in. There's something called a jewelry catcher. You got the basic holes in a beach scoop that are no smaller than a dime. Basically, you don't want a dime to go out. That's our smallest coin, minus trimes and half dimes. Okay, but you don't want anything to fall through the scoop. So you make the regular holes so that a dime will not go through. But then there's a jewelry catcher where you could, let's say that you're in the middle of a sandy lake and you get a signal. And instead of walking back to the shore, dumping it on shore, you have a mechanism, a thinner variety of holes that you could wash the sand through, but anything that's rock size stays. Now, if you're digging on a rocky beach, that goes out the window. It really does not matter. But it's a nice thing to have for a beach that is mostly sand. Um, for other parts of the utility of a beach scoop, you don't want give. Oh my God, the thing that drives me nuts about the cheap scoops that are on the market is it's like the rattle between the pole and the scoop itself. And it's like when you're digging into the ground, if there's that weakness, that's eventually going to snap. What I want is something that you buy once that you never have to replace. That's what we're going for. And lightweight, the lighter that it is, the longer that the more times that you're going to be able to scoop into the sand. So it's comfort, it is durability, and it is your utility as I see it. And we're trying to come up with designs that are beautiful as well. That's the artist in me talking, but it's always going to be function over that. It's got to be functional, and it's got to be effective. I made it bigger because when you're in the water and you're trying for that little target and the waves are hitting you really hard, you don't want a small scoop. And guess what? When you're in the water, if it is a bigger scoop, you're not going to really feel that weight because everything is lighter in the water. So wide mouth scoop, it's made specifically for getting into the water and the utility that's there, especially if it's a beach that does not have rocks, because then you could really use that jewelry catcher and get everything.
I'm looking at your website right now. I'm looking at the scoops themselves, 9 inches wide. I'm sure you've done lots of research. Is that the extreme size of these beach scoops, or is that pretty much just kind of normal?
No, this is. I can't speak on every scoop on the market, but this is a larger scoop. This is the largest scoop that I've ever used, and we went for that. Again, so that you can get a lot of sand in there, move sand, because I tell you the conditions change really quickly when you got fast moving waves.
Sure.
And I'm right off of the Atlantic Ocean, at a point where there's a surf scene in New York, and anywhere there's a surf scene, there's fast moving waves. Where there's fast moving waves, you get fast moving objects that go on and off the beach, and you want to be able to pick them up quickly.
Makes sense. I also see that you've got two options, that carbon fiber shaft on it.
Nice.
Very, very nice. When you tested that, developed it, whatever, and used it, did you find that carbon fiber had any more give than the one without it?
So what I learned about that is carbon fiber is not just carbon fiber. There are different thicknesses to carbon fiber. And we went with the thicker version of the carbon fiber. There are companies that I will not mention that I have had cracking on the carbon fiber shaft, especially at the bottom where it connects.
Yeah.
That's why we went with the thicker carbon fiber, which really can be run over and it will be fine.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice.
So when's your video coming out? I'm a scoop guy.
Oh gosh. Jeez.
It's already going through my head. I'm a scoop guy. Won't pick up your poop guy. Blah blah. I can just. It's already coming.
As the kids say these days, you got bars. You got bars.
I see. I see something coming with Ken in the background singing back up.
I'll do it. 100%. 100%.
I've taken a little bit of a break with the raps because I enjoyed making them. I think that YouTube is something you have to balance your own passions with what the audience will view. And I think that my raps, although I had a blast making them, it really takes a special person. So
sure.
Big shout out to you, Ken. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem, man. Yeah, selfish of me. I'm like, yeah, just get some more of those rap videos. I remember Plugmaster Ford. Remember he did the
yeah. Bad lip reading.
Bad lip reading. That's right.
Did you see that, Merrill?
No, I want to see
Oh
that.
my gosh.
I know who Plugmaster Ford is.
Yeah.
No, I got to see that now.
I'll send it to you.
He did like
years
3 ago.
Yeah. We were begging him to do more. It was really good.
They were hilarious.
It was all the different people in the community, in the YouTube community. He was picking on everybody. So. Hey, we got a caller in. Charlie Harley's on the phone with us. Merrill, Charlie,
up,
how are you
Charlie?
doing, buddy?
Hi guys, I had to call in tonight. I had to say hi to everyone.
What's
and I
up,
also
Charlie?
have to say, Merle was a lot of fun to be down in this farmland down here in Berks County, Pennsylvania. He's used to that digging along the ocean there in the city, and when he came down to Berks County, PA, all he did was stand around and look around the fields and the
You're
scenery.
not kidding. I was like, I knew you guys would be laughing at me, and that's okay. I was good with that, but I must have said, I think I've died and gone to heaven like 50 times that day. Like I was.
Yeah, you did.
It was beautiful. It was just, the land there was so gorgeous, and it was just such I love New York. Okay. Like, proud New Yorker, but there's just a beauty to your section of Pennsylvania. It just, it's what you see in a Bob Ross painting. It's what you see. Just, it's beautiful. I can't even put into words. I struggle to.
Well, I
day.
see this every day. I've been here my entire life. And it was very neat to see you come that day down here and just look around and just keep commenting. died in heaven. And of course, I was worried. You guys come down to detect, and I'm like, I didn't have any new permissions. So I said to myself, well, I'll just park the car in the field. And I looked at the field. I said, all right, there you go, guys. So yeah, they went out and started digging. And I guess you guys did all right, right?
Yeah, I had an absolute blast. You know, got a coin from it was either early 1800s or late 1700s. That makes it a good, forget day, that makes it a good month. You know, that's amazing. And, you know, it was just such a fun video, fun day. And the mind needs a change of scenery. And I can't tell you, like, can't put into words how much fun that was. Yeah, that's a recent video. It's the recent video with the beautiful scenery. So you got to check it out. Charlie's in that video. It is called Metal Detecting Road Trip.
Right.
What we found was
and
substantial.
I know you brought Phil with you. Phil Knox, I guess he goes by.
Yep.
And he did all right. He found a couple of nice coins to take back.
That guy's incredible. Absolutely. Yep.
He found a beautiful, almost mint condition seated on our family farm there. It was I think it was a half seated dime. And he found that cat bus, which was pretty nice. That was in great condition. And you guys found buttons, old colonial buttons. So, again, I didn't have any new permissions. I just figured you guys could probably just meander around there and see what happens. And you guys did all right.
Yeah, look at that.
We
nice.
did.
That's
was
incredible.
One of my favorite days ever metal detecting, Charlie. Let's put it that way.
Well,
it was amazing.
I appreciate
Thank you.
that. It was fun having you down, and I had lots of laughs that day. And you need to come back and bring the hoagies back with you too from New York. That was
There we
Aren't
go.
those good?
They're really good.
Yeah, that's really. If
really
Phil
good.
always, you know, surprises us with that. That was, yeah. We got to do it again. That sounds great, Charlie.
Well, I know Ken King has opened the invitation here to come down. Also, he's welcome to stop by when he's nearby here.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate. I got to make it sometime. We've been talking about it for too many years now, Charlie. I just got to make it. I hope to in 2023. I hope so.
Teresa says she saw you guys this past year at an event.
Yeah.
And she was hanging around. Well, she was here for about a week. Right before Merle came here, she was here, and she found some great stuff too. So you guys need to come by and do some detecting here. So
she told us all
listen,
about
I'll
it.
let go.
Yeah. I said she told us all about it in Oklahoma and said how much time, how much fun, and how generous y'all were. And we'd love to come visit you sometime for sure. But hey, Merry Christmas to you and your family. Enjoy. Happy New Year to you.
All right, you guys take care. Thank you now. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Charlie.
Bye.
Take care.
Merle.
Bye, Charlie.
Yeah, great. I want to welcome Matt Howell to the chat room. Also, Gone Digging in the house. Good to see you, Matt.
We got Buckle Boy LA.
Buckle Boy LA.
He jumped in here too. Yeah, look at we got all
Dave
kinds
Rose,
of people.
Full Metal Digger, come in. You guys are late. Where you guys been? Everyone's been trying to make it home. They got some cold weather setting in. I think it was you guys keep talking about this food. I haven't had dinner yet. I'm sitting here starving. Who was eating the Lou?
Yeah, Sweet Lou, Indiana Tones.
Yeah, the buffalo
chicken
pizza.
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah. Hey, phone lines are still open. You guys can call in. You want to chat just like Charlie did. Give us a call here. Phone number is 270-495-0315. Go ahead and call on in. We'll put you on the show. What are your plans for the holidays, Merrill? Do you go away or do you stick around New York?
That's a good question. You see, by default, that means I'm staying in New York right now. Within the last year, I went from I was an administrator in a school. I took a job closer to home, but I'm a teacher, and it's a new subject. It's business, and I'm creating all of this curriculum. So my processing, like right after I get off this call, I'm going to do a little bit of work for tomorrow. Going to go into work early tomorrow. Once you get your curriculums done as a teacher, you could coast with it. You want to make it a little bit better each year, but you could coast with it. But I'm at the creation stage. And I know this because I'm comparing what I had for the Final Finds video from 2021 versus 2022. I did a lot more digging in 2021 than 2022. where, I mean, schools were remote then and I was admin. So, that was a lot easier. So hopefully I got out plenty this year, but I'm adjusting is the short answer to that. I'm probably going to be recuperating and getting ready for the next round of this. But it's good. It's been a good change.
Yeah.
That's good.
A few questions come in, Tony. Did you see those?
Yeah. Let's see. Digging the PNW. Quick question for Merrill. I've seen all of his non-art videos. What's your overall favorite find? And then what was your favorite hunt?
Favorite find has to be grills. Oh my God, that probably inspired all of the rap videos that happened after, which was like about, I kid you not, I must have written, this was during COVID when everybody was on lockdown. I kid you not, probably 150 songs from somebody who's never really made songs, at least outside of the classroom before. So grills would be my favorite. They fit my teeth perfectly. And
explain grills. There may be people listening to our podcast that don't know what grills are, even though I can't imagine, but what are grills?
90s hip hop decided that putting caps over your teeth that fit perfectly were a good thing. That's highly debatable. But apparently, like everything else, they drop, especially in the water. And one day I was digging on the beach. I didn't even need my metal detector to find it. And it was just laying there I'm like, what the heck is grills? I got grills.
Grills.
And my life was complete. Now, there's definitely been other finds, like I got a 2 Real. Oh my God, what do they call those? Starts with a P. It was like a
Pistrine or something.
Yes, that's it. Pistrine. I couldn't think of that. Yeah, 1732. It looked like the day that it was minted. I think that's got to be my favorite coin. I love history. I just love history. There's a whole bunch. It changes every year, and there's always that one find that you never expect. That maybe at first you don't know what it is, and then you ask around, you throw it into the Facebook groups, and you figure out what it is. Then you look a little bit deeper. It's like the backwards way of learning history, and there's a beauty to that.
I love those finds. Love those. Yeah, love those finds.
Every year there seems to be something that you just learn about.
Yeah.
What about favorite hunt? Is it the one over with Charlie Harley?
That's up there. I had so much fun there.
Yeah.
I love going to different places, and this was before I was making videos or in between. I threw like 6 videos on my channel in 2015. I took a break until 2019. I wasn't serious about it in 2015. I was still doing my art channel. And 2019 was when I decided, I'm going full speed ahead. And I haven't stopped since with Metal Detecting NYC. But 2018, we went to Hawaii, and there's just something beautiful and spiritual about like Hawaiian sunsets and sunrises. And, I remember digging on Hawaiian beaches, and that was just spectacular. But pretty much, you give me a metal detector, I'm pretty happy no matter where I go. And that's the beauty of like a process really resonating with you. And, I have a background, and I still do consider myself like a visual artist. But in terms of processes, if you compare even the process of painting with metal detecting, painting would stress me out. My perfectionistic side would come out. Metal detecting, it's the opposite. It's like, let's see what we could find. You're full of surprises. It's full of surprises. And it just soothes your soul. It's good for your soul. And I just love that. And, I was hooked from the time that I started. I'm like, I'm going to be doing this.
Yep.
Yeah, I want to welcome Indiana Dirt Pirate to the chat. Welcome, man. Thanks for coming in and tuning in and being active in the chat. We appreciate you being here. But he said he loves your digging wisdom. He just loves your digging wisdom. You put that out there all the time.
Thank you.
And he also had a couple of questions. He said that, what is Merrill's favorite food, Taco Bell, sushi, etc., and where did those come from in your videos? Like, how did those end up getting placed in your videos? Another unique feature.
Good story here.
Really took off for you.
Taco Bell has a nostalgia to it. I used to love getting Taco Bell when I was a kid. Like everybody would go to McDonald's, and it wouldn't be that I was just like, oh, I'm going to be different. I'm going to go to Taco Bell. I just loved the Mexican pizza, and we all have a favorite food or favorite thing that doesn't make sense. The Mexican pizza, for nostalgia reasons, I don't even think it was called the Mexican pizza back in the day. They had a silly name back in the day, but it's basically tacos in the form of a pizza, and it's so good. So, that was always my go-to there. So when you find a ring, which I love to do, I really don't know how logically I could connect a Mexican pizza and a ring, okay? But it just happened. Sushi has got to be my favorite food. I love sushi. It is just the wildest combination of foods together. Like, who would think to put seaweed with rice, with like dead fish? I mean, yeah, it's like
and avocado.
And
cucumber.
Like, let's throw all this together. But it's so good. It's just like all of the different elements of the earth thrown in a roll, and then you eat it, and it's good. I love sushi. I've kind of calmed down on the unlocks too. I don't know. I just don't. They were getting very repetitive, and I have some people like saying thank you for stopping that, and some people. I'm curious to see what the audience here says, and some people are like, no, bring them back, because it's kind of a tradition.
Sure.
But I just didn't want to get repetitive, so I'm not saying we're done, but taking a little break from it.
It's just interesting, you're being in New York. You don't think that, Mexican Taco Bell and New Yorkers, they just don't seem to fit.
We're such a global city, and
True.
I mean, I got to say, the beauty of New York is you could literally walk down a block. You'll see an Indian restaurant. You'll see a Mexican restaurant. You'll see a pizzeria. You'll see Chinese food. You'll see everything. And, you could just go get it. And it's like having the whole world in one spot. Of course, it's complex process, finding parking and navigating traffic. But the beauty is there. It's very global.
Pizza was called the Pizzazz Pizza originally.
Oh,
interesting.
I think it was called the Pizzazz Pizza before it was the Mexican pizza.
Plethora of useless knowledge, or the Google, one of the two.
Yeah, it's actually Google. I don't take any credit for that. Carolyn DeWeese, how you doing? Thanks for your question. Welcome back, or thanks for your comment, I should say. Welcome back to the chat here. It says, thank you very much. I've always loved metal detecting and listening to you, Meryl. I've found it's so interesting to learn the science behind metal detecting, which I love science and learning. And she is retired, and her plan is to go to Florida in January for a week with her grandson and have a new Nocta Macro legend.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Carolyn. Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in and joining in the chat. We love having you here. I see anything else in the chat? It's been going hard and heavy. We love these chats because, Tony and I can enjoy sitting here talking to you, Meryl. Like I said, we have this Word doc that Tony and I are constantly commenting on back and forth, talking just about the show to keep the show going. And then we got this chat. We got this live chat. And there's like complete different conversations going on in the chat room.
It's tough to juggle back and forth.
It is. So did we miss anything?
No, I just saw Buckle Boy said he bought Meryl's book. I know you had briefly touched on, you had put out some, what were they? Target ID Bibles.
Bible.
And let's see.
Boy, if you put out a book, I want to buy your book.
Right.
I follow you on Instagram. He's got a great Instagram, and I tell you, it seems every week you're pulling the bucket lister that has been torturing me. Charlie knows about this too. Cap bust. He finds cap bust like all the time.
On top of the ground, he eyeballs.
Yeah. Those cane fields out there. Wow.
That's awesome. Life goals, 2023 goal is to get one of them. I'd say even higher than gold coin, which I believe you got one, Ken. So
I did. Yeah. Can you believe it?
Oh,
still blows me away. Absolutely.
That's amazing. That's
It is
amazing,
amazing.
buddy.
It definitely was. And Buckle Boy said he is putting out a book pretty soon.
Perfect.
So we'll all keep our eyes out for that.
Hey.
And Buckle Boy, make sure you're letting me know when that thing comes out. Butch Holcomb says printing it for him. So
that's awesome.
Editor American Digger Magazine's going to put that out and print that for him. But let us know for sure. I definitely want to get some copies. Maybe give some away on some of my audience and stuff. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah. Yeah, people are commenting on your beach house. People want to go there and rent it and metal detect there. That'd be pretty fun too.
Anybody? I left a Noctamacro down there, so as an incentive, I don't advertise that on the Airbnb because I don't want somebody outside of the scope of the metal detecting community. Like we said earlier, we all know each other, and I have no problem with that. But just as an extra incentive. The beach detecting, I didn't do very well when I went down there. I'm always honest, but oh my God, it was gorgeous. It was absolutely gorgeous. West coast of Florida. So
yeah, sounds awesome. Boy, I could use that right now, Tony. How about you, Mr.
Yeah,
30 below wind chill.
Yeah, we could get up out of here and I don't know, go out on the beach.
My wife said something really funny to me this morning. I was telling you the story about my dog. And she said, we've got what'd she say? This isn't going to work. We have a Bahama-type dog and an Alaska-type weather outside.
That's right.
Those two are not mixing.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, that's true. My dog's totally margaritas underneath a palm tree and, in some shorts.
Not my dog. My dog woke me up at midnight. It's, storming like crazy, right? I think we dropped something like 40-some degrees within an hour. We went down to next to nothing. Yeah, it was insane. At midnight, my dog wakes me up. She's running outside, having a blast, just enjoying life. Back up at 6, same exact thing. She has no problem with the weather. She's definitely a Colorado dog. And what's funny is she's all white. She's a German Shepherd Border Collie mix. She's all white. She goes out in that snow, forget it. You'll never find her.
Oh my God.
Full of piss and vinegar, man. She just tears after it.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. That's funny.
Yeah. So what do you think you're going to swing, Merrill? We got about 7 minutes left. Tell us, where are you leaning right now? What do you think you're going to swing? I think you kind of talked about it a little bit earlier, but for those maybe that are joining us later, where do you think you're headed with all these new machines?
If I'm going to take a guess, and it's way premature to guess, I was heading back to the Equinox on dirt. I love the Deus. I think it's pretty clear, and it has more than paid for itself. It's a vastly superior beach detector. No, not vastly. No, let me take vastly back. It's a superior beach detector. On dirt, I'm going to give the edge to the Equinox for the simple reason it can reach in between. You remember Terminator 2? Remember when the bad guy squirts through, he becomes metal.
Yes.
And squirts through the window. That's what the Equinox can do. Deus, I have heard, maybe I have not unlocked it yet, but I've tested almost every scenario that's plausible. I still don't see that in the Deus. I see that you could turn up and down different levels. And, it's an amazing machine. I could swing it for the rest of my life and do very well with it. Don't get me wrong. But for the New York separation that's needed to get between those Corona caps, Equinox. So site specific, perhaps.
Are you going to get a 900?
I'm going to get a 900. I'm still trying to figure out this Manticore. I've heard complaints about square nails. Honestly, square nails give everybody problems. You just dig them up. We're a very stubborn type of digger in New York, because if you're on good dirt and it's covered with bottle caps, you patiently remove the bottle caps. I'll do that. It's almost like you remember that game Minesweeper, where the old PC game Minesweeper.
Yes.
It's got numbers and it's got the bombs, and you start inferencing where to go. It's like that with the bottle caps. You could uncover all of this area and like all of this good ground if you take out the
You just
bad
get through.
items.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just get through and you do it a little bit at a time and nice and slowly. And, a Prospect Park, something like that, any of the old parks in New York that you're able to hunt. So many people don't do that. It's so easy to get the stuff if you do that, if you take the time to do that. Because nobody wants to dig up the junk.
Yeah.
So, to me, it's like, wait, you're complaining about a square nail? What? No.
The way that I look
Manticore,
at the square
yeah,
nails, if you're digging square nails, you're in the right area. That's
yes,
where you want to be, is digging up the square nails.
absolutely.
Yeah, especially in our
Absolutely.
area. Yeah.
I've got jars of square nails, and I love them because it's still a part of history. But it just reminds me, keep digging them because you're going to get on something really good. You're in the right spot.
Right. That's right.
Mm.
Yes, something was there to have
Yep.
dropped those nails. Absolutely. Yeah. But I'm leaning. If I'm going to make a prediction, I would say it's going to be Manticore Dirt. Deus 2 on the beach is very tough to beat. It's not head and shoulders above, what was there before. But Deus 2 with an 11-inch coil, I have not tried the bigger coil with it yet. 11-inch coil will go just as deep as the 15-inch coil on the Equinox, and that's pretty significant.
Yeah.
I think Deus 2 Beach, if I'm going to take a guess, and Manticore for land. And I'll throw in there the one that's not far behind that blows both of them away in price point is the Legend. Don't sleep on the Legend. I got my butt kicked by the Quarter Hoarder crew. The day they all have Legends. I had my Deus 2. I got my butt kicked, and, anybody can have a bad day. Ironically, I got a gold ring like that. And that gold ring, went back to the original owner. But, these guys were pulling coppers all day. And, this is with the Legend. It is a fantastic value.
Yeah. I agree. We had Dwight Cologne out
Dwight
here.
Clone?
New Age Goonies from Florida out here for our Rush to the Rockies event, which we will be having again this year. Just letting everyone know, we're setting dates right now for our next Rush to the Rockies 2023 event. But yeah, he was out swinging the Legend, representing Nocta, and yeah, it really was impressive. Hey, we're almost done, Merrill. Real quick comment on, you put something together to send Adele to England.
Yep.
Are you going with her? And is that trip planned?
I love that woman. I absolutely adore that woman. Yes, we're going to England. I'm hoping it's 2023. I think it's going to be 2023, if not 2024. But we're looking the second half. The thing that threw it off was the hurricane, because I have to suddenly pay back the deductible. $25,000. I'll throw that out there. So,
Wow.
Exactly. So, that's that has not been fun, and that's put all of the plans, on hold. But I'm hoping second half that it works out. So,
yeah. Will that be your first trip over
answer.
there? Will that be your first trip over there?
Yeah. To England, yes.
Things?
I did absolutely. I did a stopover at the airport. That doesn't count.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, hey, man, we appreciate you coming on and being our guest. Absolutely brilliant having you on. I could talk to you for hours and hours and hours.
Yeah.
But we're fun too.
That's great. We always ask people to say our goodbyes off the air after the outro. You okay with that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, hang on just a few minutes. But we'll give you your last word talking to people listening. Maybe they're listening live right now. Maybe they're listening on the replay over the next few weeks and months. Give you your last word, Merrill, and then we'll play the outro music and chat with you after that real quick.
Wait.
Go for it.
Okay, let me count and make sure I got this. It's 4 words. Metal detecting is awesome.
Yes, it is. The great out
And
there, Merrill.
I almost miscounted that.
Oh, your students would have just had your throat if you did.
Yeah.
Oh, I got to ask you this real quick. Your students
Yeah.
watch your videos? They give you a bad time about it?
Oh my God. When they watch the Barry videos, they're like, can you show up his class as Barry? And I'm like, maybe next Halloween.
Excellent.
That's hilarious.
I'm sure you're working on that costume right
Oh
now.
gosh.
yeah.
Yeah, it's so
Oh,
funny.
yeah. Yep.
Well, hey, all Merrill's links are right down below. Tony's been posting them throughout the chat, so you can scroll back in the chat and find them also. But right down in the description of this podcast, you're going to find all the links to all his channels, including his website, iratemetaldetectors.com. Head on over there, check out all the stuff he's got over there. That ID Bible is really, really cool thing to check out. But thanks for being our guest, and we'll chat with you in just a minute. Tony, what do you got?
Just want to thank Merrill for coming on tonight. It's always fantastic talking to Merrill, and keep up the good work. Keep up those. I look to your, like I said earlier, I look to your YouTube channel for all that information, honest information, and it's very appreciated. And I know it's the same thing out there in the community. So thank you for doing all that. And you guys can find all of my information out on the Google if you're out there, YouTube, Facebook. It's called 5280 Adventures. Come check me out. And that's about it.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Yep. And I just want to say Merry Christmas to everyone. Merry Christmas to you that are listening, those of you in the chat, those of you that support us here at Relics Radio and give us a reason to keep coming back and talking to you week after week. We appreciate you. We love you being here and listening and sending us the words of encouragement. Always appreciate that. And Happy New Year. I don't think we're doing a show next week, right, Tony? We decided we're going to take next Thursday off.
I think we'll need some
kind
time.
of cruise into the first of the year. And then on the 5th, we got a great group of people hooked up, scheduled to come on. So we'll be advertising that. If you're not part of the Facebook group, head on over to Relics Radio on Facebook and stay tuned over there for a great announcement about our guests on the 5th. But hey, everyone, Happy New Year to you. Merry Christmas. Hope it's a safe holiday season for you. If you are able to get out, Tony and I aren't able to, but if you are, be safe, get the good stuff, and let us know about it. Absolutely. We'll see y'all. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Yep.
Happy New Year.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight on Relics Radio. We really do appreciate it. Be sure and join us live each Thursday night at 8 o'clock Eastern here on Spreaker, or you can catch the archive show at Relics Radio on Spreaker, iHeartRadio, iTunes, Apple Podcast, and many other podcast outlets. Please take a minute and hit the like button and be sure that you follow us so that you'll get notifications of all of our upcoming broadcasts. Be sure and visit Digging with Seven and Adventures in Dirt on YouTube and check out the Relics Radio Facebook group page. If you'd like to get in touch with us, then send an email to relicsradio@outlook.com. We'd love to hear from you. We hope that you will join us next Thursday night, and until then, get out there and dig some history.
Okay, we are clear.